Yo, what's going on, comic compadres, and welcome back to the Hoodrat podcast, where I'm Hoodrat, you're Hoodrat, and we're all just a rap pack here. And guess what, guys? This is our 6-month birthday of doing the show. We've been doing the show for 6 months, man.
Dang.
That's crazy. I was looking at like the time because I date all my files, and I was like, man, we've been doing this for 6 months already.
I would have never guessed.
Where did time go, dude? Where did time go, man?
I mean, it makes sense though when we do this every other week, so time is definitely going by.
Yeah, it seems like I was telling Dan, I was like, Dan, man, it's like I feel like I haven't seen you in a month, bro. You know, like, you know.
Well, we're a tight knit group, so we miss each other. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, we miss each other, man. And then we got Entropy Comics in the house, man. What's up?
What
man?
up, Kevin?
Greetings,
What's going on, Kevin?
And then my boy Craig, man. It was me, Craig, and Jaw. You know, over at Star Wars Celebration. You know,
how'd that go,
dude? It was. I'll let Jaw talk on it because I can't hate on him. I had a blast, but it was Jaw's first time in like Star Wars fandom. Nice. He was like, "This is crazy. It's just Star Wars." I was like, "Yeah, just Star Wars, bro." It's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy. You know what? Our friend let us cut in line, by the way, and I appreciate him. Thank you again for letting us cut in line on that one. Shout
out to the friend.
That's right.
Yeah, shout out to the friend, man. Shout out to the friend. Shout out to the friend, and John's in the house. What's up, John? Hey, how you doing, bro? And we got a surprise special guest for y'all, man. He's a good friend of mine, me and a good friend of the show, good friend of me and Jaw. We always hang out at cons together, and we eat Chinese food together, and everything else, good, man. And that's my boy. That's our friend James, man. Doctor of Comics.
Doctor's in the house.
Hey, James.
It's Doctor's in the house, bro. Doctor's in the house. Hey, man. And look, man, it's our other friend that eats Chinese food with us. And Efren's in the house, man.
Efren's in the house.
The whole gang is here.
The whole gang's here, man. Hey, all, man. Before we start the show, I have some, business to take care of. I promise everybody, man. I had about like 111 people sign up for the giveaway, guys. You know, it was a trip, man. Like I was very just elated and the support I was getting, you know, with the giveaway. It was 550 giveaways, and I think we went all the way to 566 on this giveaway. And you know, like these are the books I'm giving away tonight, and we're gonna do it right now, you know, so we can just get out the way. So that's it. It's a pretty important book now, man. The Obi-Wan show going, and that's EM Gist. That's the friend of the show. He did a remark. Then we got Invincible #1, giving that away to all these just to one person, and these are the Whatnot exclusives. And #2, man, #2. So what do you guys think, man? You want to run this right now before we start the show? Let's knock it out, man. Let's share the screen right here. Let me see where it is. There it goes.
Hey, man, why don't we do one now and keep one for later?
Oh, we're doing all three. So one guy gets all three, bro. One person gets all three. Yeah.
Grand prize.
Yes. It's one grand prize, man. One grand prize. There we go. So I put James. I put you in there since you won. I put Kirk there, and I put John there.
Nice.
And Dan didn't want to join in, man, because he won one before. He won.
I'm exempt. I already won.
Okay, and I want
to. Forces with me. Forces with me.
Hey James, man, how many times should I shuffle this, man?
I say 3 is a good number.
3. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. So check it out, man. This is Wow. There's a lot of people, man. You know, and I really appreciate everybody jumping in and with the subs and us being over close to 600 now. I think we're off. We're off like 44 or less than that, man. It's less. Pretty cool.
Hey, Ian, do they have to be present to win?
No, man, they have to be present. I'm actually gonna put this as a solo video. So if I can't find you, you could find me. You know, so and I'll make sure everybody knows. So all right, man. It says James, man. Tell me when I should hit it, bro.
Hit it.
Hit it. Let's see who wins this one, man. All right. Here we go. From 3 books goes to Nick Slusher. So Nick Slusher, congrats, man. You get all 3 of these books right here, man.
Wow.
Nick Slusher, all 3 books.
That is huge.
Books. So, you know, a lot of good books. Nick Slusher, contact me on Instagram and let me know, man. And I'm gonna, you know, if you can't do that there, just contact me on the comments of the video of this you know, the giveaway, you know, so so I can get the books to you, man. But congrats and thank you to everybody that joined in. Nick Slusher, bro. Nick Slusher in the house, man. He won the whole thing.
And by the way, Ian, you just outdid Comic Tom because all he's doing is giving away one of those Invincible books.
I know, right?
We're on the big time.
I know, right. So, yeah, man. Thank you, Nick Slusher, and thank you everybody that joined. I really appreciate it. Really helps out the show. We all work hard to. It's hard to make 3 picks, right, guys? Like even every 2 weeks, and Dan always puts together a great show. You know, like a great segment, like one of the best segments on YouTube. You know, like we work hard on this show. You know, we may show up every 2 weeks, but we're thinking about like the show for the whole 2 weeks. So we appreciate y'all, man. You know, let's get it going, man. Let's get this show going. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it, man. Let me do this, and we are gonna do it right now. With the first pick for the Trending Not Train, it is Kirk, man.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite Doctor Strange runs. Most people will be familiar with Damnation when hell came to Las Vegas. But the significance of this book is the first appearance of the reformed Midnight Suns, and we know how the MCU's usually grabbing a lot of like content from these older, not from the older series, but from like a more modern series. So if they did do a run of the Midnight Suns, this would be a great team to take from. We already have Mr. Knight already. So I would love. Go ahead.
We already got Blade, and I guess we got Elsa Bloodstone too. You know, like that's the word, right?
Yeah, and so like I would love to see the Scarlet Spider, and a better version of Iron Fist. But this is like my spec. I don't usually spec a lot, but I would definitely love to see this team in the MCUs if they did do a version of the Midnight Suns. And it's still affordable. Like even like some of the variants are a little bit cheaper than this copy right here. So if anybody is looking for some spec, I would try to grab onto this book. And plus, like I said, it's a great series to read if you want a good Mephisto story.
It's a fun story, bro. I read it too. It's like Vegas becomes like half hell.
I mean, it already is.
It's just it's like the ego of Doctor Strange, the crap that he gets the world in, because he is like, I could do it myself and I could fix it myself, and you can't tell me what to do. Doctor Strange ego.
You're not Atlas, Doctor Strange. You
can't
hold
man.
The world on your shoulder.
I know, Jaw, you like this book too, right, Jaw?
Yeah, I love this book, man. It's a beautiful cover, actually. It's a great book.
I don't have this cover. I have the variant, but I definitely need to get this one.
Yeah,
James, what do you think? Yeah, you can't go wrong. James, you like this book too? I know I see you down in your head.
I mean, any book that has the Blade on the cover, you're winning.
Yeah,
you're winning, man. Yeah, it's so much legs. And for like the old school of the bunch, Dan, what do you think, man, of this maybe bringing the new squad, the new Midnight Sun squad, rather than the late '80s version?
Well, any book that has the Midnight Suns in it or any connection, I'm with. I'm so far behind my reading, it's not even funny. I haven't read completely the original Midnight Suns. I still have some books that I need to catch up on, but I think that's a great dynamite team. How far, Kirk? How far did they go with this, by the way?
This is a short. I think it's like a 4 or 5 series issue series. It's not that long. So
okay,
yeah,
this is something that needs to be continued.
Yeah. It's a fun read. It's a real fun read, man. And I watched Morbius last night, and I don't know why people were hating on it. It was a decent movie to me. I was like, I I liked it. It was
a lot of people
entertaining.
are attacking the graphics, definitely.
Yeah,
Like the CGI.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I saw it on the small screen. I didn't see it on the big screen, but
Yeah.
it was and talking about like teens, I thought it was pretty good, man. Did you um uh James, did you watch it, man? Did you watch Morbius?
Yeah, you already know me. I'm a moviegoer, so I just saw Morbius about 3 times. I thought Morbius was. I thought it was good. I thought
That's all right.
thought it was good. I thought it was better than what's the movie Bloodshot? With Vin
Yeah, man.
So if you're comparing movies, I mean, I think it's Sony's trying to keep up, but everybody has a mentality that Marvel makes everything with a mint and gold of a 9.99 or a 10.0. But Sony's they're doing all right. I think Morbius has a good shot. What they did wrong was they waited too long to release the movie, so they cut pieces out of it. That's what I heard, is that they cut a lot of pieces out. They cut 40 minutes out of the movie. So
Really,
there's a big chunk of movie missing because they went into Spider-Man lore. They went into the Vulture basically transferring over a lot earlier. So they took a lot of those pieces out so they can try to rush it and get more money to delay that movie so Spider-Man can make more money in the back end.
yeah, I didn't get the post credits. I was like, this doesn't make no sense. The movie was good. The post credits didn't make any sense, but they did. I kind of thought about that's from the Spider-Man movie. That's where that's coming from. But it was a good movie. But there's a lot of good variants here, so you can see it's about a $20 book, and I just go buy the 9.8. The 9.8 is like they did all the work for you. You practically paying for what they paid for if you find one for $60.
Yeah, if you can find a lot of them, like a whole lot of the whole series, just get it.
Yeah, look at this. That's $76 for 9.8. Nice. Man, I'll just buy it. I'll just buy the 9.8. But there's a lot of great variants for this. If my computer will work, there we go. So check out all the great variants.
That's the one. Not that one, but the other one. The next to it is the one I have.
This one right. Yeah. This one right here. Yeah. So this Tar one is a really, I think, good book to get. But I know me and Jaw. Yeah. This one would be number one.
Yeah.
For us, and this is number two. That's a nice this one right here. It's $110 book, man. It's just a sick blade cover, man. And then look at Mr. Knight. It's a nice cover, man. That Greg Smallwood is always the one to look out for this one, and it would go to Ron Lim. These one took heat for a minute, because what happened, man? Jim Comics kind of blew this book up for a second, but the prices are back down, man. It's not trending hard. Look, it's the Smallwood one, the Ron Lim one that was really popular is down 1.9%. So, and this one right here, this one's a surprising one. It's up 33.8%. So,
yeah,
and
it's affordable too.
Yeah, a lot of great variants. Really good read. I really like the read, man. It's a
great story.
It's a Danny Cates book, bro. It's Danny Cates, the Donny Cates world. The Donny Cates world, right? He just does whatever he wants, adds a little rock and roll to it and a little punk rock, and there you go, man. It's that's the Donny Cates thing to it, and it's good. It's a good story, man. I really liked it. Nice pick, Kirk. Next up, man, is me. So I just got back from Star Wars Celebration. I had a great time. It was fun, man. I was there since Wednesday all the way through Sunday to the end.
Wow.
It was awesome, man. It was fun. Jaw came on Saturday and hanged out, and my son fell asleep on his bro. The best, the one of the best panels. It was the Mando Plus panel, and they were just breaking, man. They were just dropping bombs, bro. We saw the trailer for Ahsoka. No one's seen it yet, but dude, it was sick. It was
whoa.
What?
They dropped the Ahsoka trailer there. You didn't know about that?
Bro. Saying that you saw it, and I want to know.
They let us see it. It was what? It was a 41 minute. It was just not even that. It was just kind of
it was a short trailer.
Short trailer, man. In and out. But they showed Hera, the back of her head. They showed Ezra, the back of his head. They showed Sabine, the back of her head. And then they had Chopper come out, the actual Chopper they're using in the series. He came out. Did you guys didn't see that in the? Yeah. So when Chopper came out, I said, "Ja, bro, they're bringing Sabine." I got excited. It's like they're bringing Sabine, they're bringing Hera. If they're bringing Chopper, bro, So yeah, it was. But the one thing I saw about Star Wars Celebration was like this upwelling of fandom for the High Republic. There was a lot of people cosplaying for Star Wars High Republic, and it wasn't comic people, like there were some comic people, like the Star Wars Adventures, stuff from like IDW, but there was a ton of like cosplayers, man, and people really loved it. The readers, like the book readers, and you can see that this thing is kind of getting traction, within the Star Wars fandom and the Star Wars fans, and it was really surprising. So like I'm starting to really bet hard on High Republic, and I bet it hard in the beginning. I got a bunch of number ones. I got all the variants, store exclusives of number one, but the one I really think is a really good buy right now, and one that I would buy is this one. It's the second print, the Ario and Dito. It steals from like a page in the book. But why I like this so much is because there's so many people on the cover. Look at that, man. I mean, you got Skier right here. That's his first cover appearance, on this. And, you got a ton of people over here. You got these dudes in the background that could be, like people in the future, in the future books and comics of Stars of the High Republic. And you got these people up here. But then also you got like the back of these heads. And remember the last show that we had, guys? And, the Nano book for me was that Vader number 8 because of the statue, like that became a hot book. It went from a $1 book to a $25 book overnight. Well, you got all these other characters with the back of their head. And plus you got Keeve over here, like like kind of like what happened with Riri. Remember those books? Remember the Riri books? Like they kind of put her on the front cover as well. So I like this book because of that, man. There's just a lot of different characters here that you see on this cover. It is a page steal, on the cover, but there's, I mean, you got Yoda here too, like Yoda on this cover when he was with the High Republic. And I mean, look at it. This book is only $10, and you could buy a 9.8 for less than what the person sent it to CGC for. Wow. Right? Like, I mean, why would you? I ordered this. I bought one. I bought a 9.8, and I have it in my cupboard. I think in my closet. But and I think I bought that thing for like $49.99. I looked at it. I was like, someone did all the work for me, man, and I'm paying exactly what they paid for when they sent it over to CGC. So I really like this book, and I think it's a $10 book. We can look at it right here. Look at the 9.8s right here. Someone got a 9.8 for $32. Like, it's a steal. It's a steal for this book. And like Soul, like he was at a panel, and this whole thing, Soul's the architect of this. Charles Soule is a architect for the whole High Republic. And this has been like 6-7 years in the planning, man. Like he's been they kind of like architect this whole thing, and they're gonna run with it, no matter if you like it or not. Star Wars High Republic is here to stay. They're gonna make movies out of it. We already saw an actress that we think is gonna be Keeve. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it looks exactly like her. So they're gonna make live action of High Republic. They're even going further back with the next with the next series of High Republic, and you could buy this for less than what the person paid CGC for, and mailed it and got and paid for mailing back and forth. And here we go with the Raws. It's a $10 book. I mean, I wouldn't even, for me. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I ain't paying this. I could go buy a 9.8 for $45. What would you rather have, a 9.8 or a Raw that you're gonna? That's a crapshoot, right? Like, a person wakes up in the morning and decides if it's a 9.8 or 9.6. Like if they had a good night, they got some, then they're gonna give you a 9.8, right? Like, so like I'd rather just go with the with house money, get the 9.8 for like $45. Try and get it there and call it a night, man. You know what I'm saying? Good investment for me. What do you guys think? John, what do you think? You were at Star Wars Celebration. You saw the whole fandom for High Republic. It was crazy, right?
Not only that, but they have so many different series coming out. They have that Yoda series coming out that's going to be in segments, like a mini series within a regular series. I mean, they have so many different series that they're going to be having in comics. And yeah, like Ian said, High Republic was all these people that were dressed up. I don't think they were into comics. I think they were just just have a love for Star Wars. A lot of people that were there actually, but yeah, this is a great pick.
But to see people like come from like London and
that's the one
wherever these people came from like Europe to dress as High Republic at Star Wars. That's telling you something like it's people are really connecting to this this whole rollout for from Star Wars and Kennedy, it's a big thing, man. So let's see what everybody else is saying, man. Azor said High Republic, like it's coming. There's a video game coming too, man. Azor's in the house, and Efren was there with us, but Efren didn't want to eat with me and Josh, so brought no plate. No, they were already eating.
No Chinese food from me.
They were already at a table, and we were at a table, and we was like, we're just gonna eat, man, and then we would go. Star Wars Celebration was the best. It was a great time, man, with Efren and everybody, man. And somehow me and Efren, like, we always bump into each other when there's 100,000 people. We always like bump into each other somewhere at a con. He's my comic uncle, man. I always tell him, like, bro, you're my comic uncle, man. You just meant to be, man. And then Craig says that he agrees. And guess who else is in the house, man? Not near Mint's in the house, bro.
What up, Rob?
What's up? And then Comics and Culture, man. Welcome, guys. So yeah, man. Second print for $10 or $45 for 9.8. And then we got John. What you got, John?
So I wanted to go off track from trending, not trending, and I just want to just bring up a Silver Age book, maybe Golden Age 54. So
that's Golden Age, yeah.
I saw this
one.
I saw this cover. It's a Steve Ditko cover from 1954.
Wow.
And I just, I'm in love with it. I love this cover, science fiction. We've seen all the horror, the pre-code horror. And I just thought, hey, this is just something different. I could have brought in a regular trending book, but I thought, why not showcase something that we don't see all the time? And I don't think there's very many of these out there. And if they are, as you can see with the price, they're in the thousands, especially in high grade.
4.0 for $1,300, bro.
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful book, and I'm always looking for like some Golden Age to like put into my collection, and like sci-fi is definitely like I can't afford this, but it would be great to have it.
the first thing that strikes me on this cover is that for the very quiet and reserved Steve Ditko, that is a pretty wild cover for him.
I agree.
The lady, yeah.
And the alien behind her, and it's just I just think it's a beautiful cover. It's something I just don't see all the time. I've seen all the other horror stuff and the war stuff and the romance stuff, but you don't see too many of these. So I just wanted to bring everyone's attention to something like this. That's an oldie but goodie.
We appreciate it.
But how many? I mean, George Lucas could have saw this, or a person from Star Trek, or like this could have this probably influenced what they did. Like with the space stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the wild space, I could really see the influence here, man.
Well, at the time there were two. There was Irwin Allen, who did Lost in Space. This is sort of a Lost in Space-ish, alien, and then of course Gene Roddenberry. But he probably wouldn't go down this direction here. But yeah, these were influences on those men, and that in turn influenced George Lucas. So, but John, you made the whole show just by bringing up this comic cover. That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Great choice.
Yeah, when I saw it, bro, I was like, look at John, man. John's just always bringing like the good stuff, man. That trying to educate the comic society, man. You know what I'm saying? So
I think all of us, we follow comics, very closely, and we see a lot of modern stuff. And it's like after a while, it's like I've seen so many of the same book over and over and over again, that when I see something like this that's kind of rare, I just fall. If I saw it and if I had the chance of buying it, I definitely would buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Craig says, man, beautiful cover. Not near says, would Anne Rand approve of this cover, Mr. Ditko?
Stupid.
Hey, and you got a message from Efren there, Doctor. I want the rest of my ultimate.
We'll
Hey,
talk,
man.
We'll talk.
And let's check out the prices, man. 9.0s for 8,400, man.
Oh, yeah.
5.5 for 17. 4.0s for. So what is this? Someone got a. Oh, that's 2019. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Look at that
Yeah.
price.
And somebody picked it up for 370. That's a great price.
2 years. I mean, that's before COVID,
Is that,
man.
oh yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
pre-COVID, right?
One just went in auction. It's an 8.0. I think it was a little over $4,000. So that was, it's a high price book.
I gotta get it.
You're wrong.
I gotta get a Golden Age book.
Yeah.
John,
You're wrong.
did you get a chance to look at the census or how many are actually out there or the print count for this?
I can do a quick count.
Actually, the print count is worthless because that would be in the 50s. How many survived, I think, is probably the better answer or better question, rather. But I wonder if CGC has a census count on this.
Yeah.
We're looking at about 55 or 60.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's pretty rare. That's rare.
Yeah, that's a rare book, man.
And you're right, Ian. You're right about George Lucas. He did pull a lot of his mythos from other space adventures and creepy Carly horror movies, so he can produce the Skywalkers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, whether it did or not, they probably saw it. Like a glimpse of it, or like it all kind of meshes up there. All the old 50s space books. You know what I'm saying? So, and then here we go, man. James. There we go, bro. Go. There you go.
What you guys see is there's Captain Carter #1. A lot of people wasn't too hot on this book when it first came out because they thought Exiles #3 was the book. But as you saw in the movie, she had the Captain Britain's shield. She had the Captain Britain suit on. So basically, she starred in Doctor Strange 2. So as her starring in Doctor Strange 2, this book shot up to high levels. I mean, it shot up to pretty good fast levels to the bidding. So lucky for the folks that had 9.8s if they were speccing and selling on that. But other than that, I mean, when you think about it, it was to the point that this book right here is cooled down too as well. So it's at a lucrative point that you can get in right now and buy a good 9.8 for a good, around $160. At a 9.8 and maybe get it at $150, but it just all depends if you catch it at the right time. Because some people they had only a few of them up, and it wasn't that this book wasn't spec'd on too hard. Even #2, like the second prints for Captain Carter #1, that was a missed opportunity for a lot of folks because that book is even hotter.
I picked up that second print. When I seen it, I picked up 3 or 4. I was like, man, that's gonna be to me, I was like, that's gonna be like a kind of like a sought book in the future, because if Disney and Marvel want to make money, bro, they better bring her back, bro. She was the best part.
She was the best part of
the movie.
She's part of What If, and little secret of it, they said that she does have attachments to have a side show, Captain Carter. So hopefully we see a live action Disney Plus Captain Carter show, and if that happens, this book will see high numbers. I'll tell you that.
And gentlemen, who among us did not fall in love with that character in the first Captain America movie?
The actress,
the actress. Yeah, she was gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's perfect, man.
Yeah.
She was perfect, and she still plays
She have a show,
role
Agent Carter too.
Yeah. She was. I mean, everybody loves her. Agent Carter was like around for a minute, right? Like on TV.
Yeah, Anne Hatwell. She played Agent Peggy Carter. So she's phenomenal. She has good acting chops. Hollywood loves her, Disney loves her. She doesn't have any bad things going on like Amber Heard. So she's a home stay. She's something that we want to see on the screen.
Yeah, hey, man, I feel bad for Amber Heard, man. Hey, Dad's in the house, man. He says he's trying to catch up on his Star Wars. Hey, man. It's fun. It's fun, man. It's fun. Star Wars is fun, man. Just take your time, bro. And he loves him some Haley Atwell, man. He loves him some Haley Atwell.
Deb and I have a deal that we're both going to go on your show on Wednesday, but we have to go on together, though.
Hey, come on, man. Yeah. You guys, anybody's welcome on Wednesday, man. Links up there. Let's check the prices on this because, bro, this book is still climbing because it was like a $12 book. I was surprised. Like, $19 books just sold.
Now, Raws were starting out at $3, so it was $3.99, and some people were doing duals. So you could buy 2 of them for $3.99 because they thought the book wasn't going to turn out to be a hit or nothing. But there was one guy on eBay, he was selling at $3.99, but then if you wanted to buy a second copy, you had to pay extra shipping, and so it took a while for that to diminish out. Once he sold out, the price started going up, and as you see it now, it's leveling out at $16. But when it was at its height, it was at $24, $30 for a book before Doctor Strange came out, about 2 days before.
Well, you're right about the 9.8s are dropping. Right now is the time to buy this 9.8. If you want cover A, $140, and there's your Raws. They're creeping up like they should, man. Look, like that's a pretty steady, nice increase. So
those 9.8s are cut in half.
It's time to buy. Time to buy for real. But there's variants for these. So there you go. That's the second print right there. No, that's not the second. That's the David Nakayama. That's the Shelby.
I like that. Yeah, I like that one.
And there you go. That's the second print right there. Man, if you see these, bro, I wouldn't even lie, man. I think I bought 2 for like cover, and then I saw another 2 for $10 each, and I was like, I'll buy them. I bought 2 for $10 each, $20.
Lucky.
I was like, dude, that's a good price to me. I'm like, she's a very popular character. When I talk to the kids I work with, they're like, I really like that Captain Carter with the jets on. I'm like, when I hear the kids liking a character, that's what I'm buying, bro, because they're the ones who are going to be buying these books and pumping them up, bro, in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So,
and when you think about it, too, we already had Captain America, and, Disney's trying to go more, what is it, Title IX, give more women's rights. So, basically, put Captain Carter in there, maybe in the main MCU as well.
Yeah. And then we got more. I like this book, too. I like this, the design cover. I got one of these, man. For some reason, I just think design covers are a good investment on a good character, so I bought that one too, man. But that one goes for about $10. Then I don't even know what this is. This is like a Venomized.
That is the Carnage.
Oh, it's a Jeff Bartel too. Like, I think I found a cover that I don't like Jeff Bartel. Jeff Bartel did. I usually like all Jeff Bartel covers, but I don't know about this one. What do you guys think about this one?
It's going a little too far.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the Carnageized ones. The Venomized ones are kind of like burnt me out.
Message in there. You don't see the Hell Hydra?
Where?
Oh no.
Tentacles are the Hydra.
I didn't get that.
I didn't catch that. Yeah, that's not.
Carnage doesn't have tentacles like that.
That's hilarious.
I have to change my mind on that one.
No.
Hey man, I love Jen Bartel, man. I love Jen Bartel, man.
Hell
it's
no.
a $3 book. I might just have to buy it. I don't know, bro. Like
hell no.
Hell no. It's a hell no. It's a hell no. It's a hell no, man. Hey, you said hell no, right? So let me see. Are we at hell no, or do we got another?
Oh, we got. Look at this. So this one right here is the one, right?
That's
right.
Yeah, that's a great cover.
Bro, it was at my LCS the week after for $45, and I was like sitting there like, why didn't anybody buy this book yet?
Wow.
And I was like, I know. I sat there for 10 minutes looking at it. I was like, can I buy it? But then my inner self was like, just save your $45 for a Silver Age book. I was like, no.
Yeah. Oh.
But man, I don't. Yeah, I got kind of crushed because this book went up pretty high, right? Like past $140. It was like a $300 book in it.
I think it was right up in the 600 range, up close to 700. So it got up there pretty high. I mean, some high sales, but it actually climbed down. I think right now it's floating around about $450, about $500.
Then I looked at this one. What the hell is this? Come on. I was like,
it's a She-Hulk variant.
I didn't tell y'all, right? I didn't tell you about my son did this cover. Right, my son did this cover right here, bro. It's like, oh man, it looked like my son did it, man. But let me see what Dab says, man. Dab is he wants to come on Wednesday. So hey, man, it's happening this Wednesday.
Okay, Dab, it's on. I made a promise.
Down.
And then he also remembers it when he was at his LCS, man. And here, man, I got 125 animation fair for $100 on the dip after the movie. You could say I got it half off. You did, man. You got it for like
Half
maybe
off.
less than half off.
You get it? Cut in half. That's what you.
There you go. Then we got the knock one is a booty. His booty, yeah, it's totally booty, man. But let's do this, man. Let's talk about some good investment books. Oh man, so these are our freezer books, man. The books you should pick up on the dip because they're probably half price of when it was a hot book like that. The Captain Carter's, man. You know, like I might have to pick up that 1 in 25, man. So or 1 in 50. Is it 1 in 25, right?
1 in 25.
But you're up, Kirk. What you got, bro?
I got Avengers. I think this is 232, first appearance of Star Fox. We saw that he was introduced into the Eternals movie, which did not do that great. But if they do continue using him in whether the Guardians of the Galaxy or the next of Eternals movie, which I hope they'll do a lot better. This is a book that people should definitely get their hands on. A book that wasn't too expensive back in the day, but is gone up in price because of that Eternals movie. But if you can get your hands on this book for a lot cheaper than $35, then digging them dollar bins, hopefully you get something. But yeah, I definitely think people should grab this before we see him more in the spotlight. Because definitely a cool character to see. Yeah, so
he's gonna be a hit, bro. He's gonna be a hit, bro.
Yeah.
Harry Styles, man. Harry Styles is gonna make him a hit, bro. All the little girls gonna love him, bro. You know.
Eternals was very good. People just need to watch it more than once. It is very good. I think.
Yeah,
I try to take my brother's advice. He's a non-comic book reader, and he liked it. And he's just like, you got to go in there with that perspective of I'm just gonna go watch a movie. Now I'm looking for every single detail from the comic books that I was raised on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, just like comics in the day, a good example is Hulk 271 was kind of a goofy issue, the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon. Mm-hmm. And then when the Eternals came together, that book became very expensive and very sought after. Mm-hmm. Now, the Eternals movie was it was incomplete. And if they build upon this, you can go back, as you say, and look at this movie, and it fills in the gaps where they weren't explained in the first movie. So don't knock that movie in. I think there's a lot of potential where they can go with that storyline, especially when they brought out the oh shoot, why am I drawing a blank on the Eternal that was there? No, who was the godlike creature that was there?
Oh, oh man, I'm blowing a blank.
We're all drawing a blank here.
You're talking about the Deviants?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. What was his name? The Galactus type character that was in there.
Oh, Arsham.
Yes, yeah. They're gonna if they start building on that story, I think people will take a second look at that first Eternals movie, assuming they do this right.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize that the Celestials are at war with Galactus right now.
That's it, Celestials. Pardon me for drawing a blank on that.
And that's why they're seeding all these planets to fight Galactus, because you can't fight the hunger. The hunger is just too strong. That's why he's up there in the God Pantheos. Not God Pantheos, but the Celestial Pantheos to the one above all. So, and
aren't they technically feeding him too?
Technically,
I mean, there's a rumor, right, that the Fantastic Four movie is going to be the what is it? They're going to call it the coming of Galactus or something like that. That's something I heard. Yeah, that's something I heard. Man.
The Eternals 2 is going to go more into that piece and finding Olympus. But then I heard Fantastic Four is not going to lean on that same storyline like Fox, is because Fox felt so bad, and that they're probably going to go towards analysis. And more development of Franklin coming in.
We're going to the negative zone.
You better buy that 48 and 49, bro. You better get those 48 and 49. Dude. because if Galactus is coming, Silver Surfer's coming. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna rock the socks off people, bro. Like
I just hope they throw some like odd characters. Like, I would love to see Mole Man in a Fantastic Four movie.
That'll be tight, man. Hey, check this out, man. I like this comment not near Rob made. Well, you're from the stars and you're kind of foxy. I know. We should call you Star Fox. Dang. Wow.
No, stupid.
See, yeah, I told you, kind of goofy. I remember when this came out, it was a goofy issue.
I need to go back.
He's a kind of goofy character, bro.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I mean, I think Harry Styles is the perfect pick, man, because he's a goofy dude, bro. Like
Yeah.
I seen him on like
She-Hulk have a thing.
You ever watch him on like Howard Stern? Like he's always wearing like I don't know what the hell he's wearing. He's wearing like pajamas and singing, bro. I'm like, yeah, I guess you could get away with it, bro. Like he looked like he didn't take a shower and he got pimples. He's like, I don't care. I could sing and play guitar, whatever, man. I got the chicks. I got the
Wow.
chicks. What do you got?
Wow.
I got $1 million.
Yep.
And I got the chicks and I could sing. And the Star Fox live in Marvel. What you got? Like
We got that Marvel money.
got Marvel money, man. But yeah, man. Let's check out so this is in November when the Eternals came out. So this is when everybody was buying Star Fox. So it was like you have $100 for 9.4. Look at all the prices here, man.
Yeah,
I would say it's about a $50 to $60 book, man. Like people were getting lucky, but now kind of leveled off, man. It's about look at that, man.
Oh wow, yeah, get it
leveled
get it
up
while
big
it's
time.
hot.
I picked one up. I picked
Yep.
up a nice copy.
Nice.
I'm sending a CGC for I bought it for like $20. I was like, Harry Styles, I'm in, bro.
Buy the dip.
Hey,
Yep.
who's
What
this,
up?
man? Check this out,
Who
bro.
that?
Who that?
What?
Who that now? It's the man, man.
What's up,
Who
bro?
that?
We have to bring that man back on the show.
Did you see the Death he sent? He sent over the prints that the sketches that he won. Dude, they're sick. Go to Hoodrat's page. I was like, man, Death hooked it up, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's no other better guy to win that, than Hoodrat, right? Like, I'm so glad he won it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, great pick, man. We should buy more. Jaw and James, we should buy more, bro. Like, it's Harry Styles.
I just bought one right now. So
Because man, Howard Stern, you have a great
No. You got to buy the dips. You got to buy the dips on these. Whether it's comics or whether it's your stocks or whether it's crypto, whatever you're in, you got to buy these dips that we're in right now, and that's the best time to do it.
It's a great price, man. Someone got one for $5. I mean, it probably was a jacked up copy, but
well, the one
it's not bad, man.
the one that we should focus on getting is the Canadian price one.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they had one.
Yeah.
Dang.
Do you see the price of that over there, James? What do you think? What's the price on that one?
Price on, I mean, you can get a VF.
Look at James going on eBay right now, bro.
Let's do it.
Oh, eBay right now.
I'm gonna buy some of these after this. Bro. I'm like,
every time Dan brings up a book, I do the same thing. I'm like going on eBay. I'm like, I'm getting that one, getting that one.
All right, man. And then we got there's a 9.8, so $700 for a 9.8. So
You guys,
I'll wait for it to dip a little bit.
But still, that's January, man. It's June now.
It's October.
That's true.
Look at them, man. They were like someone was buying it for $29.
Dang.
In a 20, in a 2020. Damn. Good on you, man. Jeez. $21. Damn.
I'm just glad
No
I
one
had
was
this.
looking at that book.
this
No one
copy
was looking
a
at that
while
book. Look, you guys. I bought I bought Dan's book the last couple of CDs.
back. You did.
All right, man. So this is me, man. I mean, me and John talked about this one. This is the good time to buy this book.
Yep.
Number one,
Wow.
Venom is on a dip. Everybody saw Venom 2 and gave up on Venom. Everybody gave up on Venom, bro. Like everybody was like, I am a hardcore Venom fan. And then they're like, who's Venom? After Venom 2. Like, so, but on top of that, everybody, but there's a hardcore fan. This is a character, man. And anti-villain, like villain or hero, whatever you want to call it, that Donny Cates made him. But this is a classic Todd McFarlane cover, you know, like, and Todd McFarlane hasn't signed for CGC in a long, long time. He could do it this December, man. And this book is gonna double in December when you hear that, when you get that email from CGC saying Todd McFarlane is gonna sign books for $500 each. And you know all of us are gonna send 2 or 3. I'm gonna send maybe 4. I mean, am I wrong, man? Like Todd McFarlane will sign, man. Like when he signs, you need to send your books, you know. And I got a couple of these that I want to send. And this is, look, it's down 2.2%. But I'm gonna show you the prices on this one. So if you don't know, this is the first appearance of Venom. Well, if you want to say that, everybody kind of argues, right? Like $297, $298, $299, whatever, you know. But this is the book that we all love as Venom's first appearance, right? And it's an awesome cover of Spider-Man, you know, in the black suit. So Todd McFarlane classic, man.
You want to hear a bad story, Ian? When I was collecting that run in the day, and I'd go to my comic shop in Berkeley called Comic Relief, and I go there because I had gotten when it came up to $299 and $300, they're all gone. I'm like, what happened? Because it was $300. I figured I'll catch up. I didn't know what it was. Somebody came in and wiped out the entire bookstore for all those books. They knew what they had. They knew what that was. And so by the time I realized what was happening, it was too late. So I never did get a $300.
Right? Really?
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out for you, man. I might bump into one. You know,
I appreciate it.
No. I for sure. You know, like I'm always looking somewhere, man, in some dungy like garage or something, man. And
I remember when these came out, man. I remember when these came out, and I was working at the comic shop. And those days, you didn't have like previews, and you didn't have these apps, of course. And I remember this coming out. We opened up the box, and it was a whole stack of 300s.
Wow.
And they put up on the shelf. I got mine, put in a little bag, and put it in the back, so I can buy it later, man. But look at it now.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, did you guys know McFarlane was going to be this big back in the day? Like, were you guys like?
Yeah, McFarlane was a popular artist at that time, but he wasn't this like he is now, of course. No. But he was a really big artist. He took that run of Spider-Man, and
he was very unique, and so was Walt Simonson from the Thor run.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that's when Beta Ray Bill came out too, huh? Around that time.
I love his art.
Bro, Beta Ray Bill about to come in this next Thor movie, and he's gonna blow up again. Another one to blow up, man. But Hoodrat says, Dan, wait until you see what I picked up in the future.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, and what's this at Morbid time, man? It's Morbid time, bro. Like I like that movie.
I'll send you the video. It's a meme.
It's a meme, right? Like
my buddy sent it to me.
I gotta say, Hoodrat is one of the most amazing collectors I've ever seen in my life. How resourceful he is, how clever this man is. Very impressive collector.
He is, man. He gets his books, man. He gets his books in ways I want to get my books, So
he knows the market really well.
He does, man. He's on top of it, bro.
We got to get him back on this show. He's too damn smart to not be on here.
He's always welcome. Who knows he's always welcome, man. Come on next week, bro. We want to know. We want to know what you got, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's see this, man. So back in September 2021, when this was a big book, because the movie everybody's speculating on it is about, look at that, $915 for a Raw, $1,300 for a Raw, $600 for a Raw. Look at that, $1,900. Wow. 5.5 was going for $530. Look at that, man. It was a crazy book, man.
Yeah.
And then Venom 2 came out, and now here we are, man. So it's back.
I would love to get it for $200. That's a great price.
$300 book, man. $300. You could get them for $300. Look at that.
That's
$400. I would buy. Like, that's a 5.5 for $510. So someone bought a Raw for $300. These are Raws, right? Look at that, $200.
Wow.
Look at that compared to where it was.
Yeah.
If you are a Venom fan and you want that, and you want to get that, that McFarlane run in ASM, now's the time to buy this book. Now's the time to buy this book, man. So go to eBay right now, buy that book. If you really want it. I mean, is it for the taking? It's for the taking right now, right? I mean, it is for the taking. Like it's a if I didn't have it, I'd be buying it right now. But what you got, John?
Ooh, great choice.
So with the news of Daredevil's show, I think it's a show, not a movie, right? On Disney Plus.
It's gonna be a movie.
It's a movie. Okay.
It's gonna be a movie. Oh, nice.
So yeah, so I figured, you know, Ian, you and I, we've already talked about Bullseye and how we think Bullseye will probably be the #1 villain. But you never know because they have the Kingpin now, and maybe the Kingpin hires another assassin to go after Daredevil. I could see that, and if that's the case, could it be, you know, Typhoid Mary? So this is the first appearance of Typhoid Mary, issue 254 from back in 1998. And I just feel like, you know, I really think Daredevil has a lot of room to grow, especially after the Netflix series. I also feel like it's a character that a lot of the new collectors or people who don't really know comics already have related to because of that series. And I think it has a lot of room to grow, you know, in just how it's going to be depicted. So I thought Typhoid Mary, along with, I think, Palladian is another one. These little smaller villains could show up sometime in the Marvel Universe.
I like it, man. I like Typhoid Mary. I like that pick, man. Because, you know, they...
Oh, go ahead. My bad. No, I was just saying, didn't you?
They always could pick up a female to fit this role, right?
Right.
That we'd all be like, that works. Go ahead, Kurt.
No, didn't she appear in that Monkey Assassin show on Hulu? Or was that? Am I thinking of somebody? Yeah.
Did she show up in there?
I think they might have put her in there. They was trying to put Bullseye in, but Marvel gave him the slap down, saying no.
That's how you know Bullseye's coming, bro. That's how you know Bullseye's
that was
coming.
Lady Bullseye. Wasn't that
Lady Bullseye, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Iron Fist, yeah. They got to get a new Iron Fist before I can buy into that, man. That Danny Rand was the weakest Danny Rand ever, bro. But I like this pick, man. What do you think, Dan? What do you think about Mary, Typhoid Mary, man?
I have to be honest. I'm not up on this because at this point, what issue is this? 124. I've gotten away from the 254. I've gotten away from the Daredevils. I was scaling back at this point. When did this come out, John?
1998.
Oh, 88.
88, yeah.
Around the time you missed that 300.
Yeah, there was something. The Daredevil run kind of changed as far as. I grew up with the Silver Age Daredevil, and it really went away with the new writers and artists and so forth. So I'm not up on this particular storyline.
She's Typhoid Mary's all in the new run, you know, the new stuff with Zdarsky, you know, like she's actually a really good character. I liked her. I like her a lot.
And Kingpin about to get married.
Yeah, man, she's like she was like Kingpin's like bodyguard, you know, like in the last run, you know. So yeah, I haven't got that far. I have a big stack of books I got to read, you know, but Zdarsky's Daredevil is one of my favorites, so I got them all. I just got to read them. But did you read it, Kirk? Are they?
Last I read, I know she was. I know her and Kingpin were planning on getting married. I believe he proposed to her.
Yeah, because during the Venom, there was like one part. I think it was during the Venom run or somewhere in there where, like she really went to town, man, for him and was put in the hospital. So he was like, "Dang, that's my lady, man. She's loyal. She'll take a bullet for me, man. You know, like so."
She's loyal to the soil.
You know? But great pick, John, man. I like this, man. Any of these Daredevil. I mean, right now is the time, right, John, for these small characters in Daredevil, man, because you know he's already here. Matt Murdock's already here, like, you know.
Right now, right now to me is the time to buy any first appearances or key issues from like Bronze, Copper, Silver Age, in my opinion, because they're all down right now. So you might as well try it.
Yesterday they got married. They got married, and then Dab says Typhoid Mary is in season 2 of Iron Fist. Bro, I didn't get that far. I didn't like that.
I didn't either. I didn't even get past season 1. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's a real look at Dabs, man. He went. He took it for the team, bro, and he went.
I didn't even know there was a season 2. I was just like done.
Yeah, I know. Season 1 was like, yeah.
I never saw it. Was it really that bad?
I thought it was good. It was okay. Season 2 was just. I just powered through it. I was just like, it's gonna get better, and it didn't.
I just couldn't, man. He was so whiny, bro. He was so whiny all the time. Like, I was like, dude, shut up
He
already.
was so
bro.
depressed, he made me depressed, man.
Well,
I know.
Dan, I'll give you the last. I think the last episode. I probably say the last 2 minutes of it was probably the best out of the whole entire season 2 when he had 2 Iron Fist hands. So that was the only thing I could probably say that was the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's see what the prices are on these right now, man. So that back in right now, so here we go. So $30 book, man. $30 book. Not bad. You could probably get, look at right now, recently. What do you say? About $30 book right now. Not bad, man. Not a bad entry right now. You probably get one for less. You probably find one in the LCS too, so or in a back bin somewhere, man. Get lucky. Looking them Daredevils at a garage sale,
Yeah.
But great pick, man. I like Typhoid Mary. I like her in the Darcy run and everything. So yeah. And Marvel always does it, man. They pick some character that you haven't even thought of, man.
Yeah.
Like the Flag Smasher. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like that was a crazy one. But yeah, man. And then we got James. What you pick, bro, for your freezer?
I picked Thor 5, but before I go into that, that's a good book. Typhoid Mary is a good book, but then also the another key book that people should look at is the first appearance of Silver Samurai.
Yes.
Now in the Daredevil run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Good point.
Wasn't the Silver Samurai? Wasn't he in Hit Monkey?
He was in
He was
Wolverine.
in,
Too,
Wolverine.
Wolverine
He was
3.
in Wolverine.
Right?
He was in Wolverine too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a terrible version.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He was there.
We got through it. But leading into Thor, this was my pick. I think Rage had tipped at this, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't one of you guys' picks or nothing like that. But I thought it was a definitely freezer book from 2020 because when it had came out, had a low print run, and some people may consider, what's a low print run, like either 10 or 15,000, 5,000, 20,000. This book hit right at pandemic mark, so. The book came out screaming hot. I mean, I did well. I got over 50 of them, so it was great. So I was like happy. But during that peak when Black Winter died in Thor 6, basically the book went ice cold, and then the book got even colder. And damn near is probably at the bottom of the freezer right now, just getting some chill, and you can't even see it. It has that water vapor and that level of ice that it just on top of it. And maybe for some of you young kids, you guys never had a freezer outside.
I had a meat freezer when I was growing up.
It's that thick layer of
You're bringing back memories.
yeah.
I used to chip it off, bro, in my cup.
It's got all kind of frost bites and stuff on it. You look at it, you're like, well, I think it's okay. So this book is extremely cool. I mean, when you're thinking about like getting a raw, maybe it's going for a raw books. Our last one was sold for $50, but I seen them going cheaper. I just bought more. I bought more like for $30, $29, $25. At 9/8 are going for, you can get them for an easy $100. Now, one thing about Donny Cates, he circles around. Now, just think on that Venom 3. Think on the Venom 1. Think on Venom 9 with Dylan and 7 as well. He circled around. The book got all the way up into the high 30s and like about 38, but when it really popped off is when the book of Venom got into like into 23, 27. 25 really set it off. So what you got to think about is with Thor, it's right in that, it's in that in-between realm of coming back to full circle. And Donnie brings his stuff back to full circle in December. So that's a great time for Christmas for this book to start popping back off.
Hey, James, let me ask you, we got the Thor movie right around the corner. Do you think there's any connection on any level with this book to the movie?
With Black Winter, it's going to be a little bit tough because basically Black Winter was he is the Galactus of our Galactus that we know of. So basically, Galactus is his herald. So this Black Winter, will it come? It's a possibility because, these incursions coming in, we don't know how these incursions going to hit, but I don't think it's going to really like pop off with like into Black Winter. It's too early right now. Maybe possible in a later future. that it comes in, because this storyline is going to come back in with Thanos wins from the Thor 13 and going all the way in. So it's a pretty cold book right now, and it will come back.
Yeah,
I'll sit on this one for a little bit.
Yeah, man. Look at, you could buy 9.8. That's just less than $100 now. This was,
Bro.
you know.
Oh,
Yeah, but check this out, man. So I like this book too. So that was December when this book was super hot. About a $50, $60 book. Someone paid $100 for one. Wow. Like, wow, man. And now look at that. It's less than half. I mean, someone paid 51, but it was going for $30, you know, $30 book, $35 book. So great time to buy this one, man. Great time to buy this one. But there's a bunch of great variants for this one. So third print Virgin. I bought this at a BOGO sell off some website, man. So I got like 3 of these. I was like, bro, I'll buy one, get one free on these. But this one right here is kind of the one, right, James?
Yeah. So
1 in 25.
The 1 in 25 is actually the book that's still running around hot right now. I mean, you still, if you buy them raw, you can still get them for a good deal. I think I got 4 of them on. Somebody was selling 4 at a time. I bought it for $140. Wow. I couldn't believe it. I got it. It was off. It was on a bid though, so I didn't know if he had any holder rights on it or anything like that. But I got it. But the 1 in 25 is going at 9.8. It's holding steady about 350 plus.
Yeah.
It's up there. The third print though is it's a sleeper book. I mean, you catch CBCs right now at 9.8s at probably $40, $50. Mm-hmm. And the reason why the third print has a little bit more heavier print than the first print is due to everybody missed out on on the first print of cover A, and then they tried to regroup on the second print, and then they tried to regroup on the third print, and then for the fourth print is actually a little bit lower too, a lower print count as well.
All right, there's more, man. So yeah, we got the fourth print Virgin, and we got the second print. What do you think about the second? The second print is probably high, right? Because
it was high, but they were selling for average of like when it was at peak, it was selling for like 25 to $30. So it was a little, but at kind of a peak at 30, but the most peak was at like $20, $25, and it's a hot book. I mean, it's
a Gore cover. Gore's on the cover, bro. Gore might be a hit. You know, like we don't know yet, but you know, so Gore's on the cover of that one.
Yeah,
yeah, but Zor's is sitting on him too, man. I'm sitting on some 9.8s of the 1 in 25 too. Like I mean, he's coming back, bro. Like, just gotta hold it, you know. Gotta hold and sit on it, man. But yo, guys, you know what time it is, man? You know what time it is, right? Kirk, you know what time it is?
It's the hell no.
No. Is it the hell no? Or
hell no, to the no, to the no.
So there's a hell no. Yes. If you're new to the show, this is a hell no. The hell no picks where these books are on the top 10 that we are not buying, and we are wondering why the hell are you buying them too? Why? Why are you buying them? Like
save your money.
Save your money, man. Go buy a Silver Age book or Bronze Age book. Save it for a Golden Age book. But Ja, what was your hell no, bro?
So my hell no is Horizon Zero Dawn. You know, the video game, great, you know, sure. But when it comes to adaptations of video games in the comics, I'm a strict no on them. You know, we've seen a couple of these already, and I couldn't even. It's a hell no. Even though it's Art Germ, great cover, great art. No.
Yeah. Hell no. To the no. To the no. I'm a hell no to this one. Like, this book just came out.
What?
Vibranium, man. Like, this is one that's gonna be $12 a day, $3 tomorrow. You got one? I got one. You got one too. I mean, but if you're gonna buy it, don't buy it for $12. Go buy it for the LCS. Buy it for $3.99, and you know it's gonna be worth $1.50 probably like in 3 weeks, and everybody
some dollar bins.
And everybody just forgets about Vibranium, man. I mean, there's something else to this book. I mean, there's a Black Panther thing going on at the end, I guess. I haven't read it, but I saw some clips of it like on Instagram. But to me, I'm saving my money, man. I'm saving money. I'm just saying. To the no, to the no, to the no. Kirk, what's your hell no, bro?
Some heat on this one.
You muted.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry about it.
My bad. I looked at the price of this and I was like, nah, this is not even a. I've seen a lot of like Venomized covers, and this was just not it. There's so many great like Mary Jane like variants out there with her Venomized that are a lot better than this. And I wouldn't. $2,000 for this? Almost? Hell no.
John, you got this
Hell
one, bro.
to
John,
the no.
hell no. John's like,
you
hell
can-
no. Go
You
ahead.
can get Jaws Silver Golden Age book for that price.
You know what I'm saying? And I would love that book.
Yeah, it's a
If I had
hell
this
no.
kind of money.
Hey,
The hell
hey,
no?
does James have it?
Hell
James,
to the
you got
no,
this
no.
one, man?
No. I'm still laughing at the guy doing hell.
Hell no.
Hell no, no. To the no, no. To the no, 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 no.
That never gets old.
James
Find that guy.
someone's heart here. James about to break someone's heart. Oh, James.
Yeah, hell to the no on the vintage prices right now. There's no way you're going to get me to pay $686 for this raw book, or either probably
You know-
the 9/8 are going for what, about $5K? Wow, that's just
Crazy, dude.
don't make
Are
no
we saying
sense.
hell? Are we saying hell no to America Chavez too, or what?
I'm saying hell no to America Chavez. You can take her back to the portal she came in.
Oh,
Wow.
Cashing on it,
You come back when you get your powers.
Oh, so is it a big hell no?
It's a hell no, definitely.
Hell no, no. To the no, no. To the no, 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 no.
All right, man. So let's get to the best part of the show, man. You know what time it is, Kirk?
Now it's time to learn.
Welcome to Comic Book Corner. I'm Ben Dilatoria. Thanks for joining us tonight. I thought, well, we could start our segment this way, that let's have an update on my good friend, Phil Cowan. Phil Cowan is a legendary radio broadcaster in the Sacramento, California area, and he's since retired, and he's now putting his toe in the water regarding comic book purchases, and he's approaching very cautiously. We're friends, and he's been texting me back and forth regarding pictures and questions about this and that. He recently sent me this picture here. Or actually, this isn't the exact picture, but something very similar to it. Take a good look at that picture. Ian, can you blow that up? And you'll see exactly why I told him not to buy that particular comic. That is a PGX slab, and we all know what that means. So I explained to Phil what the problems are with PGX and gave him a quick little breakdown regarding why that's cheaper and why there is suspicion with this particular slab in this particular company. And it's a good segue into the bombshell that was dropped on all of us Wednesday before last, and that is the bombshell from the company called CGC Grading Company, also known as Certified Guaranteed Company. That's PGX. So PGX has that reputation. By the way, I'm stunned that PGX is still in business after what they allegedly did, and apparently there are a lot of things they allegedly did.
What did they do?
What?
What did they do?
Well, apparently there was some shenanigans with their grading, and they did this, and they allegedly profited for this. It's a long story, but we in the comic community are very, very particular. Now, if we lose your trust, we don't go to your service or products or buy your comics anymore. PGX never really cleaned up that reputation, to my understanding. They still have this reputation to this day of not being a reliable source. But one source that was reliable, and this is the breaking news of Wednesday before last, was what CGC's statement made regarding what they are going to do, how are they going to grade, and what they're going to put on their cover. To set up the context of all this, let's do a little background check. CGC started in the year 2000, and they had a very, very good idea to professionally grade a comic, put it in a plexiglass, a plastic slab, and with a label describing exactly what was in it. Like any company, it started rather slow, but the idea caught on. Before CGC, all you had to rely on was a book called Overstreet. And Overstreet had a little reference regarding how you grade your book, what to look for, and so forth. But it was still up to the individual and up to the comic shop or the con that you went to, and you had to haggle out what the comic was actually worth. CGC, by being very methodical, very careful, and very exacting, they started to produce a very, very quality product that people could count on. They were so good, they became the standard bearer regarding what comics were what they should be rated at, what their price structure is. They even had a special section for special collections, which I call their Platinum Collection. They were it. Of course, two other companies started out, the aforementioned PGX and another company called CGC. But they never caught up to CGC because CGC, again, had their act together. They were winning over, again, a very selective group, which was a comic collecting group, and they were experiencing success like you can't believe. The problems, however, started with this company a number of years ago when they were suffering for what many successful companies go through, and that's growing pains. They became too successful. And what they were doing was they were overworking their employees, most likely, and this is all speculation on my part, but no matter what they did, they started to make mistakes, and the mistakes began to be noticed by the comic community that was trusting them, and questions and doubts started to happen. So with these growing pains, I had contacted CGC about 3 years ago or so, maybe 4 years ago, and I said, because they're in Florida, and I said, why don't you guys expand? Why don't you come out to the West Coast or the Midwest or even in Canada? Because there's such a market for this. They refused. They want to stay right in their location in Florida, and that was the decision at the time. Well, if you remember last year, there was a company called Blackstone, and Blackstone is an investment company. And what they did was they saw value and an investment opportunity in CGC, and they gave them $500 million. With this $500 million cash influx, we all thought, good, CGC now has the cash to do what they're going to do. And I was hoping they would do, as I mentioned, expand, because the old adage in any company is expand or die. They didn't really do that. What they did was they apparently bought a larger building that was either next door to what they'd already, to their original location, or somewhere nearby. They hired more people. I don't think that these people were all that qualified. They should have been looking for someone like anyone on this particular panel here, because we all know what to look for, but they didn't do that. Now, I bring this up because Blackstone is not a small company. They are a hedge fund, if I understand it correctly, and if they're putting that much money into a company like CGC, they want a return. They probably would want 3 to 4 times what they put into it at least. And I'm wondering what influence they had in this particular decision to scale back the way they did, because again, we don't know what contracts were signed, what agreements were made between Blackstone and CGC. Is this, and again, this is idle speculation on my part, did they cater to a larger audience because their statement referred to selective groups that worked with CGC regarding making this decision? Is it an intentional idea to bankrupt the market? Or because think about it, Blackstone is a huge multi-billion-dollar company. If they're making money elsewhere and they lose money in this particular venture, it looks good on their taxes. They don't have to pay taxes on the money that they're making elsewhere. So who knows? There's all sorts of rumors and speculation. I'm just stunned as to the decision making of CGC. This was such a breaking story. This Wednesday before last, Journos, Comic Book Kingpins, Swaggle and a few others, all the big hitters in the comic book community on YouTube all had emergency breaking news stories to talk about this. This is going to be such a downturn. I think this is going to backfire in such a way where I don't know what the future is for that particular company, because by changing the way that they describe their comics, basically you can't trust what's in it. Now, as a customer myself, and I do subscribe to CGC to get the graders' notes, I've been on the fence for the longest time. Where do I send my comics? I have a substantial amount of raw comics, very expensive comics. CGC would have been my first choice. Now, after this decision, there is no way in hell that I'm sending anything to that company. And in addition, I am now, since I have the access to the graders' notes, which they are apparently giving away, and by the way, it's not for free. Two Brothers Comics, shout out to them. They did a profile on their channel as well. They did a little ghost membership to see if someone free, because they have a free membership, a $25 membership per year. That's what I joined. And then they got, I think, $150 for their premium service. They did a ghost membership for free to see if you can gain access to the Graders Notes. No, you can't. You have to pay money to get these Graders Notes. Now, if, as I said, I'm not sending any comics to CGC moving forward, and I'm also making the decision not to buy any comics from CGC that was made and produced in the year 2022. Why? I don't trust them. I don't trust that anymore. And again, the comic community is a very, how do you say, if you lose trust, if you lose faith in a company or an individual, you don't trust that company or individual anymore. And I think CGC has done the stupidest thing they possibly can. What's going to happen moving forward, I don't know. I'm also old enough to know that, and I said this the first time I was on a show, another show I'm going to shout out, the Newbie Show. I said, you never want to rely on one company and one company alone to rely on your products or services, because if something happens to that company, what do? We now find ourselves in that situation because think of how interwoven CGC has interwoven itself to the entire comic market. Shows like Comic Tom, another show I'll shout out. They measure everything by CGC standards, not by raw standards, because again, CGC used to be something that was relied upon, no longer. So what will happen moving forward? I don't know. What do you do if you're going to send in raw comics? There are two companies. Well, probably the logical choice at this point is a very reliable company called CBCS, and we all know about them. Oh, I put this logo here because I hate to say this. I never thought I'd hear myself say this. I'm putting CGC in the same category as PGX. They've lost my trust. They've lost my business. I will probably maintain the membership because I have to find out from the Graders Notes now that they're accessible by a fee. When the slab was made, if I'm making any purchases moving forward, and so forth. But this is a horrible decision. I hope they make a change of heart. I don't see that, though, but we'll see what happens moving forward. But in the meantime, what do? CBCS has been in second place, if you will, with the slab market, but a very, very distant second. This company and another one, EGS, are probably the logical choices to make this is a golden opportunity for them to make a substantial push into that particular market now that CGC is going to the wayside. I like CBCS. I like their third generation slab. They're absolutely outstanding. I think they need to work on their label. Other than that, they have a very quality product, but more importantly, you can trust it. Now, I bring up EGS because this is a gentleman by the name of Tony Trombrata who owns that company. He is in a number of chats. He's out in the open with all of us. He's easily accessible. That's who you want to see, someone who wants to win your trust, win your business. I love his, I love the logos are just dynamite that he has, but I love his grading system. He grades very old school, very much like the the aforementioned Overstreet price guide. He's very, very tough, and I want something that's very tough. I don't want to be lenient. I want to see if the comic is a 1.8, it's a 1.8, but at least I can count on that being a substantial and solid grade, something I used to trust with CGC, but no longer. So those are my personal companies that I'm recommending. There are a few others. I'm not going to mention them today because I don't know anything about them. But I wanted to give a shout out to those two companies moving forward. This is going to be an ongoing story. This was such a bombshell. I don't know how bad this is going to be. And given how bad the economy is, how expensive everything is, this is the last thing we needed. CGC, if you're listening to this broadcast, you need to reverse course immediately. Don't even take no for an answer or give a more detailed explanation as to why you are doing what you're doing, because you are losing faith in a very, very substantial and very selective group, the comic book community. All right, let's move on to our picks of the week. I love this little logo here. We're going to dress this up. I found this in my searches preparing for the show, so this will be my little icon moving forward for picks of the week. This will be an ongoing segment within a segment, and we'll start right here. The Fantastic Four book 245 here to the left. That's the first appearance of the adult Franklin Richards, rather, and it's a hot book. It's heavily speculated on right now, but to the right is a book that no one seems to be talking about, and that is Fantastic Four 141. Now, this is sort of 2 in 1 because another character that's sort of hot right now is the character Annihilus from the Negative Zone. In issue 141, Annihilus kidnaps Franklin Richards, beams him with some sort of energy that activates his powers, and that is, I believe, the beginnings of the activation of the powers of Franklin Richards. I think you should get your hands on this immediately. It's still extremely reasonable because it's a much older book. As you can see, it's a 20-cent book, which I still say the 20-cent book is the Silver Age, is the end of the Silver Age. But that is the beginnings of something big. You have 2 very prominent characters all in one in that one book, Fantastic Four 141. I would definitely get your hands on that as soon as possible. Moving on, what do we have here, Ian? Oh, 2 classics here. These are currently, this is Hulk 128 and 131. Both gorgeous covers here. They're roughly in the $40 range, but as I said, the economy is really shaky, and we're going into a very, very difficult time. Recession is right around the corner. The inflation is still out of control, which is why we're seeing, in part, comic book prices coming down. These are some of the ones that I profile throughout this show and other episodes you should keep your eye on because you will find better deals as time goes on. 128 is Avengers versus the Hulk. Now, you can see in this particular issue, there's no Iron Man and no Thor dealing with the Hulk, which leads to Hulk 131. General Ross, who called the Avengers to help him stop the Hulk, he was disappointed with the regiment that showed up, so Iron Man himself shows up. But look at, I would buy the 131 just for the cover itself. That is a classic Iron Man armor facing the Hulk. It is an absolutely gorgeous cover, very reasonable. I have some of these in very, very high grade. These are definitely Silver Age books, and books definitely keep an eye on. Moving on, what else do we have, Ian? We have, any of the Thor runs, especially the ones with Jack Kirby, you should keep an eye on at all costs. I'm looking at this one here, Thor 128. I saw it on eBay, and I'm sort of in a bid right now. I probably won't win it, but still the prices are reasonable. If you can get a decent low to mid-grade copy, and don't be afraid to get a low-grade copy. Those are unloved, unappreciated, but if you get it, you can get it for a very, very reasonable price, and you can say you have that particular issue in your collection. Most of my collection is low to mid-grade. I didn't go for the 9/8 or the high grades. If I got one, great. But I wanted to say, yes, I have that cover, I have the story, and you can't go wrong with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. To the right is Hulk 135. Now that Kang is sort of off the radar for the moment, and I was fully expecting him to be in the Doctor Strange movie, that particular issue of 135 is something that Kang introduces called the Time Storm. Now, at the end of episode 6 of Loki, we saw what would easily be described as a time storm, as time expands out into infinity in multiple directions. That is a book that may gain some traction once they bring the Kang story back, which there may be a reference in this new Thor movie, because I saw a poster of the Thor movie, a variant poster, and Loki appears on that poster. And if Loki is appearing on the poster, there will be a reference to Kang and what he has gone through in his own show, the Loki show. So keep your eyes peeled for the Hulk 135. Next up, we have, speaking of the Negative Zone, this is the first appearance of a character called Blastar. Now, Blastar worked usually side by side or in association with Annihilus. This is his first appearance, Fantastic Four 62. Any of the issues 1 through maybe 150 or so, Fantastic Four, just dynamite. You can't go wrong with any of these. But this is, yet again, a book that no one's really talking about. If Annihilus does show up at some point, and everything points to him showing up, this character will be probably not too far away. I love that red cover. All the red covers are gorgeous. Keep your eyes on this one as well, and you can get it for a pretty reasonable price. I think we want to go now to the upcoming She-Hulk movie, or She-Hulk show, by the way. I think everyone can agree that this is going to be a fun show. I think they're going to be semi-lighthearted. I don't think they're going to take this very seriously. It can still be a very entertaining show to say the least. But here's the one thing I don't want to do. There's one character that we all know and love called MODOK. MODOK was, I believe he started in Tales of Suspense, an Iron Man character. He was a giant brain, basically, extreme intelligence, and a very serious character and deadly character. But of late, they've sort of made him kind of a joke, which is sad because he was a very prominent character and he had a great future. But for whatever reason, that character went to the wayside. And once he became this running joke, he never really came back. And the She-Hulk series is apparently supposed to bring this particular group here, the group called the Wrecking Crew. Now, the Wrecking Crew started in Defender 17, 18, and 19. But this was an outstanding group. They were certainly on par with the Defenders, a very, very powerful team at the time. What I hope that they don't do is make this too comedic and make them kind of a laughingstock or sort of a joke like they did with MODOK. They can be a very serious team. They're a powerful team. Certainly the Wrecker himself he has mystical power from the Norn Queen. So that's not a small element of power. And there is, I love the super villain groups as much as I do the superhero groups, especially if they're interesting. To the left, I forgot the gentleman's name. He is a gamma ray professor. He's he was called the Black Bruce Banner, and forgive me, I forget his name, but that whole chemistry was a fun group and a fun storyline. And again, I hope they do it justice and not, be too comedic with this group. The She-Hulk character herself, by the way, I think she's just a dynamite character. I think she's going to be around for a long time. In the next episode, guys, I think what we'll do is continue on with this EGS story because that is going to be, I'm not certain how bad it's going to be. I'm not certain how it's going to affect the market. I don't think it's going to be good. There's nothing positive I can think about it. So we'll do a follow-up on that episode and whatever else comes up. Everyone, thanks for joining for the Ian Hoodrat Network. I'm Dan Delatorre, and this is Comic Book Corner.
And there's a lot of emotion going on in the chat, man. After you were talking about CGC, so I'm gonna bring up the chat and then let's talk after.
Sure.
Bring it up because, I mean, I know a lot of us are feeling that about CGC too, and the whole slab in your book. Like, who do we trust, right? Like, who's trying to get us? So, Efren said CGC thinks they can do whatever they want and people keep on using them. I went to CBCS for that reason, right? Yeah, let me see here. Blackstone, I hate to say is that they don't care. That's what Hoodrat's saying. I'm working backwards. So Dan says, I've never seen EGS. I'll do some research. Thanks for the info, Dan. And he said, Wizard, Cheesy Cheat coming in 2025. Let me see here. Nanya said, Blackstone is a prime vulture capitalist company. They will milk all the profit and liquidate. Who's going to buy out CGC's assets? Yep. And then here, Dan said CBCS is working with Newbie. So that could be a good thing for Canada. Hoodrat said Blackstone invested in Hilton hotels years ago, and I could tell you stories what they did there after they made the money they wanted. They picked up and got out. Here we go, man. Let me see here. James said he tried to kill. There you go, trying to kill the market. And then JC just wants that comic book money. Let me see here, man. CBS did go to Canada. Nightmare said he's raw dog all day, so he don't care.
Same here, bro.
And Dad said, I'm team CBCS now. PGX has no census, and that's where we go. That's what we got, man. So, I mean, what do you, John, man? What do you think, man? I know you have some feelings about this, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I've been seeing a lot of posts from people where they've got CGC books back and they're, upside down, got the wrong label, got the information all wrong, and yeah, it's very concerning. The prices for CGC continue to remain higher than the other grading companies for some reason, but those are for older books. And Blackstone, I can't agree more with what the other comments were about Blackstone. They're just going to go in and get all the money, raise the value of the company and eventually sell out. That's what they do. That's what they do. And I checked in on, while Dan was talking about EGS, I checked in on EGS, and I've seen these on some sales, on some claim sales, and they have no membership fee. They're UV protected slabs. custom colored labels. I mean, I wish them. I hope it goes somewhere, because CGC needs more competition than just CBCS, for sure.
Yep. Go ahead, Kurt.
No, I was just agreeing with them. I personally don't get book slab, but there are books that I am interested in slabbing for the first time. But with the market like this so crazy and trust constantly being like broken by CBC, CGC, and like, I don't know, I wouldn't try. I don't want to get any book slab, from them. And I never heard of that EG. What is it? EG what?
EGS.
I've never heard of them, but from what it sounds like, if you're intermingling with the comic book community, that's how you, like you said, that's how you build trust. And I'm very trust positive, so it's like if they're like understanding the community and understanding the market, I would put my money with them, So
Tony Trombata has been in Journals chat, a few other chats. The thing I like about him, like any guy who's a small company, he's just getting started. He's trying to get his name out there. He's putting himself out in the community, and you lean to not trust these. Well, you trust these people because they're exposing themselves, saying, "Hey, this is I'm Dan De La Torre. I'm starting my company here. You have any questions, you guys? Mm-hmm. This is what I do." It kind of reminds me of what CGC used to be. They were a small company. They got started, and they built because they had a dynamite quality product that you could trust. Now that's gone. And so EGS is starting in that. They're very methodical. It's tough to get a 9.8 out of those guys. CBCS, no one's ever had any real problem with CBCS. And one of the major advantages they've had is that I've got, for example, a Stanley signature on an Avengers 4. Anyone knows what a Stanley signature is. CGC would never approve of that. What if you had a Jack Kirby signature? CBCS didn't open their doors until after he passed. So how do you possibly certify that? It wouldn't take a lot to get a handwriting expert or a certain program, which is what CBCS has, and again guarantee, hey, the handwriting expert says that is the authentic signature. Think about this: a handwriting expert is admissible in a court of law. So if you're not going to If you're going to accept that, why would you not accept that same expertise on a comic book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, James, what do you think, bro? I know you're over there. I know you got some opinions.
CGC. I recently sent in a Shazam number 8. It was I think it's a bronze. So basically, it was double covered. It came back just single covered, nothing written on it. So, CGC has its flaws like every other company, but then the part where I get nervous is this part right here. If you got a Hulk 181 and that value stamp is cut out, that thing's going to be a blue label from a green label. You're going to get a lot of people submitting their books back in. I can't go with that. I can't trust that. And I think what Dan said is key. It's like, hey, any books that was graded in 2022, bro, that's the cutoff. That's the cutoff year.
That's the cutoff year. Yeah,
it'll be a modern book. That's what I would say. Because if it's a Silver Age or Bronze or either maybe even a Copper, I mean, it just all depends. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I am a fan. Efren's a fan. I know Efren's a fan.
Efren said, I'm glad that I made that trade with James to get that UF4. Why do you guys think they're not doing the purple label no more, man, with the stamps? I'm like, what?
It's all about money, because I think what Dan had said, BlackRock, and I invest in stocks and crypto and stuff like that, and Jive says it's a good time to buy. Hell yes, it is. I mean, look at Ethereum. Ethereum's down. That's the one that you want to get. Ethereum 2.2.
Yeah. Bitcoin under 30 grand, bro. It's time to buy.
It's time to buy right now. So BlackRock bought in. So what they're trying to do is capitalize. What can you do to capitalize? Well, let's just make everything blue label. Yeah. Let's make everything blue label and make everything yellow label, and let's weed away with whatever the nonsense is. So what that's going to do is that's just going to drive their value down. I mean, it's still not going to be trustworthy. Then you're going to see CBCS getting popular than the other ones. I don't know about the other ones. The other ones are new to me. I had CBCS before, but I know CBCS has some big problems right now itself. So, I think where the true value of books are going to go is like what Dan has right behind them, raw books. You're going to see a lot of people just selling raw books.
How can you trust CGC workers to do their best jobs, their jobs if they had notes? And when will CG start doing these updates? They already did it, man. So all the keys are on the back of the label now. Because I was looking at, I just got this back, right? So this X-Men 141. I was like, where is the key? It's in the back now. So I just got these back. So like, did you get these too, James?
Yeah,
They're in the back.
mine says in the back. And the front says the key is Miles Morales, and it has the artist in the front though.
I don't like that, man. I'm like, dude, I want it on the front, bro. Like, but I'm with you, man. I'm with you guys. I'm not trying to buy any books, like any big books that are slabbed after 2022, because you don't know what you're getting, man. You gotta, like, am I the same way? You don't know what you're getting. You get a full book with a stamp, or you get in one without. Like everything's gonna be blue. It doesn't make sense to me, man. They just want to make money, man.
Now, regarding Blackstone, as far as a company, I'm indifferent about that sort of thing. I mean, business is cold. It is cold. It's not. They did invest money because they love comics. They invested because their company is to make money, which is why they throw these investments at various companies to see if they can bring return. That's fine all by itself. My thing is that once that amount of money was sent to CGC, they don't just somebody doesn't show up with a big box of money and say, here you go. There are contracts that are signed. There are agreements that are agreed to. What were those agreements? Is CGC feeling pressure regarding they have to start making payments on their return? And maybe this is a decision internally that they thought, well, we can make more money and we can speed up the process. Again, this is idle speculation on my part. I think there's a lot more behind the scenes that we're not privy to. But bottom line is, as a member of the community, more of a senior member of the community, I've totally lost trust in this company. Now, I'm keeping my CGC slabs because they're pre-2022.
Yep.
I trust what's there. I trust my purple labels more than I would trust something I'd see from 2022.
No, I'm with you, man. And yeah, anything pre-2022 now is like, I don't know, man. Those prices aren't there. I'm not doing it, man. It has to be 2021, 2022. Anything under 2022 as well, man. But yeah, this is a big discussion. We're gonna have an ongoing discussion for sure. But we got some other big stuff to talk about, and we're gonna go to the Downer Clown real quick. Clown is where we talk about a subject that either we're down with it or we're going to clown with it. But I think, let's talk about, we're going to talk about something deeper that's happening in like comic books and fandom. So Moses Ingram, who is Reva, right? Reva in the new Obi-Wan Kenobi show, she got a bunch of hate mail. Just people because of her race. Not because of the way she acts or her character, but because of her race, man. So she got she's been getting a lot of hate, just like what happened, to a lot of actors, African-American actors, Asian actors in Star Wars. And this type of fandom has been like really, it's been happening. Let's be honest, man, since 2016, man. It's been a real prevalent thing. And we got here, even I'm gonna say it. Even the White Knight had to come out and save her, to save the day, and that's Ewan McGregor, and he came out saying, if you're sending her bullying messages, and you're no Star Wars fan, right? And Disney kind of stuck by her side, Disney stuck by her side, and people have problems with this, that Disney's sticking by her side, that that they're speaking up against people that are throwing racial slurs toward her because of the color of her skin and who she is and not the character, right? What do you guys think about this, man? What do you think's going on? Not just in Star Wars, but we've seen it in Marvel, and we're seeing it in DC, and we're seeing it with people that are have that are that choose to have sex with other people that are not straight, right? And then we're seeing it with people that are of other genders, maybe not gender, not male or female. We're getting all of these kind of hate things going on in our fandom, and it's really showing in Star Wars. It's really showed up. And You would think, man, this is 2020. This is 2022, right? Like we should be kind of past all this stuff, man. And it's happening. You know, it's still happening. And people think they can just kind of, you know, say what they want, say what they want to say, and do what they want to do because of a person's, you know, color of their skin. What are you guys thinking about what's going on in Star Wars and the rest of fandom? You know,
Man, it's a sign of the times. That's what's going on in our country, and that's what's going on in the world, in my opinion. And yeah, man, I think it's disgusting. I don't know how, you know, I just don't understand it. I mean, the world is a melting pot, and I just don't get it. So.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I mean,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Kurt. Go ahead, Kurt.
No, I was just gonna add on. This isn't a new thing. If you've been a fan of like comics, like you've heard of like the group comics, like Comicsgate, everybody's familiar with them. It's the same concept. Like this is gross. Like there's been diversity in comics since the Silver Age, and like it's not being forced. It's just the world is a diverse place, and people need to realize that, you know. It's not going to change. And when I see, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kurt.
No, I just when I see stuff like this, it just it makes me sad, because like this is what like an old generation is teaching the new generation, and it's just like this is 2022, and we're still dealing with the stuff that my parents had. My parents were from the 60s. Like my parents dealt with like the civil rights movement. Like my parents in the 80s in San Leandro were harassed by racist like people in the community because they were black and they lived in a white neighborhood. Like this should not be still happening, but it is, and it just shows how much people need to, you know, grow up.
James, you a big Star Wars fan, man, right? What are you thinking, bro?
Absolutely, but you know, I want to pass torch over Dan's thoughts on this. I see him; he's gritting and he's thinking about it real tough. I want to hear Dan for a little bit.
Well, James, I appreciate it. I've got a few things to say. One is that as a child, I fell in love with Marvel Comics and Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek because they were projecting a better image of the world, and this primitive way of thinking was behind us. And sadly, there's still people who think this way. I mean, look what's going on in the world. Look at what's going on in Ukraine. There's so many other examples, and sadly, it's. I like, however, I'm very much a realist. I like how, what was it, the character Nick Fury said in the Captain America movie, you accept the world as it is, not the way you want it to be. And I've taught my children that, you know, there are people that will look at you differently, and you just have to deal with it, because I had to deal with it my whole life. This whole panel's had to deal with it our whole lives, but it exists. You know, if you're going to criticize someone, like I've criticized actors or actresses based on their performance. I'm not shy about. I'm not a fan of Brie Larson, who was I think an awful Captain Marvel, because she's too much of herself. And being from that era, I knew what to look for. She wasn't it. And it depends on how a Marvel or DC interacts interchanges their characters. I think the best example is the first Thor movie. You had Idris Elba, an extremely handsome black man, take over as Heimdall. Now, excuse me, in the Thor comics, Heimdall was this big, burly, you know, brown-haired, blue-eyed guy, and he was never really a main character. Even he never had his own series. He was just a supporting character. But Marvel chose Idris Elba, and not only is he a very handsome man, women love this guy, but damn, he could act. He brought such a presence to that particular role. I'm now a huge fan of the Heimdall character simply based on his acting. And I wanted to see more in Thor 2, the second one, and they didn't really play it up because they've got a gem with that particular character. Why they're not expanding on it, I don't know. But that would be the only way I'd give criticism or praise if I enjoy someone's acting or not act or poor performance. Basing this criticism based on skin color or gender, again, I look at it as it is, and I'll say the same thing I would say to my daughters. This is a primitive way to look at things.
And you know what surprises me, that this type of comments come from, like, you know, like we were all basically nerds, you know, like we had to hide this stuff from like you know, me, I was an athlete, and you know, like me bringing up Star Wars in the locker room or you know on the field, I would get smashed. Like they were just like, you're just such a nerd, you know, like and I saw friends that were real nerds getting picked on because of this, you know, like, and they're the people that got picked on because of what they believed and what they loved, and now they're picking on someone because of the color of their skin, not for what the quality of who she is, you know? And that's what matters, right? Like, I mean, when I see Reva, if she was orange, no one would care, right? If she was green, they want to say, I hate you, green avocados, you know, like, but because she's a black woman playing a strong role as a black woman in the Star Wars universe, she's getting hacked for it, right? We also saw it when John Boyega popped up in Force Awakens. Remember that when it first happened, right? When we saw that first trailer, the first thing we saw was John Boyega. Me, I was stoked. I was like, yo, that's someone from my neighborhood, man. That's someone I know. That's someone that's like that looks like my best friend. But people hated on it because he was, not because of who he was as a character, but the color of his skin. But they hated on you back in the day too because you were a nerd, you know, and what you believed and what you love. Like I don't get it. Like as for the stuff we love and the stuff that we watch, even now, I go to places and they're like, bro, they call me, they don't know me by the name, but they're like the comic guy that likes Star Wars, you know, like my friend Omar, like at my gym, he's like, yes, Mike, he didn't know my name. He was like, you're comic guy, Star Wars guy, you nerd, you know, like we still get hate for it, but we're hating on a woman because of the color of skin. Like, shouldn't we be loving everybody because we got hated on? I mean, what do you guys think, man?
So, hey, look, I think that we're just divided. Unfortunately, it's the powers that be or whatever. I don't know what it is, but we're divided by race. We're divided by religion. We're divided by economic class. We're divided by sexual orientation or preferences. I mean, it just goes on. And as I've gotten older in my life, you know, I've experienced racism, you know, as a child. I've been picked on for my color of skin or my religion. And, you know, I was born and raised here, and it continues to this day. And it shouldn't be the case. I've seen it happen more on the Star Wars side, not yet as much as Marvel, but, you know, I've seen some stuff in Marvel as well where the character will come out, and I think we're going to talk about it next time, but a character will come out and just won't even, you know, care for that character based on that person's, you know, nationality, ethnicity, or religious beliefs. So I think it shouldn't even be part of it. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about comic books. We're talking about science fiction. Why are we even talking about all these things? It's something that takes us out of reality and into something different. I don't understand it. So, but I guess that's why I'm not. I don't feel this way about people of different colors or ethnicities and stuff. Thankfully.
And I don't know why it comes out of Star Wars. Why it's so bad? You know, like
I don't get it.
Yeah, Star Wars we should be like this. You know, like this community that accepts all these different races and all these different people, because that's what Star Wars is. You know, it's like this community that is international, intergalactic, man, and we're getting the most hate out of it. You know, like I mean, do you get it? I mean, do you get it, James? Because you're a Star Wars cat too, man. You know?
Yeah, you know, I'm a Star Wars cat, and you know, this part is really deep for me. I think, you know, there's two folds on this. It's one with Star Wars I have a problem with is when they write a character, and this is the writer's fault. This isn't Moses Ingram's fault at all. This is the writer's fault. They wrote this character in a position that she doesn't need to be in, because this Reaver character doesn't even exist in the comic books.
There's no canon. Yeah.
There's no canon for her. So technically, it is canon for her because it's called Canon Fire on Reva, Canon Fire on Moses Ingram. And even though Star Wars is going to bat for her and saying that we stand with Reva, but again, it's the same thing like they did with John Boyega. When I seen him first light up that lightsaber, I was like, "Yo, he got force powers."
I did
Did Star Wars do it? So, and then you see what they did for China. China, when they had his movie poster, everybody else got big giant posters. They're all big on there. The next thing like John Boyega's this big on there.
Yeah.
Oh well, black stuff's still in China, so let's just diminish it. So you know, Star Wars is at the fall, and where this stands at, you know, it stands with Kathleen Kennedy. It's with her. It's with the head. It starts with the head and works its way all the way down to the production. It's poor writing. It's poor writing. It's poor directorship towards Kathleen Kennedy. But then, as far as like the narcissism, the racism, and stuff like that, that's just sick people. Those individuals
It's sick people, man. It's just
they're mentally ill individuals that have been cooked baked within the United States or from Nazi Germany from those eras, or Nazi Germany moving over to the over in South America. I forgot the
Brazil?
Not Brazil, but it's where's that? Where Mati plays for the it's Portugal. Over.
Okay.
So where a lot of the Nazis ran over to once the war was over and hid. Some of them hid over deep in Mexico who didn't want to be found or didn't want to be persecuted for their crimes. So a lot of this stuff baked. It's baked into the United States. It's been baked in there for years and years and years and years. And, you know, it's hard to get those ingredients out. It's like sprinkles being melted inside of a cake, and it just can't funnel out at all.
Generations of like program racism.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you know what? One thing I've not heard is how beautiful this woman is. Look at that pretty face.
I know.
That is one gorgeous. That is one gorgeous woman.
I think she's awesome, man.
Who would hate on this woman?
Pass by me, she gonna see all 6'6" of me. Huh?
I'm too old and I'm married, so I'm out. So.
But I mean, what it all comes down to right now that I think too. I mean, me and Jaw talk about this too, but on a deeper level, man, is like we live in a world of the internet, and when you're behind a keyboard, there's no consequences when you write shit. You know, there's no eye-to-eye contact, there's no face-to-face contact. They can write it, get away with it, run away, and behind a fake picture and a fake name. You know, like back in the day, you said you come to Oakland, you come to my neighborhood and say some shit like this, it's gonna go down.
You ain't walking out.
No. You already know. You already know. It ain't even happening. You know, like a person that wants to come in their neighborhood, there'll be like 2 or 3. There's always that cat that wants to come in and say some shit, you know, and then there's a consequence to it. Mm-hmm. Now we live in this internet generation where there is no consequence to what you write or what you say and what you really want to think, you know, like, and that is a problem, I think, that's really perpetuating in this generation, you know, like this lack of like contact, this lack of consequences, and the lack of like human interaction that does not happen on the internet when you're behind a keyboard, being a keyboard warrior. You know, you can say whatever the hell you want. You know, like, and that's what's happening to a lot of these actors. You know, these actors and actresses. You know, like even Daisy Ridley got ran off the internet. You know what I'm saying? She got ran off her Instagram and her Facebook. Like she stopped all that stuff. You know, like because she was getting run off. You know, like. There is no consequence to what people do or say on the internet nowadays. And let's be honest, you know, like I'm Hoodrat on here, but I'm Ian. And I'm telling y'all, everybody on this panel, we're brave enough to show our face. You know, there's a lot of cats that like to talk shit about comics that don't show their face. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what the internet is. You know, it's like you hide behind your name and you hide behind your avatar and you can say what the fuck you want. And I'm just being honest. Right, and you can say your mind, you know, and that's what's kind of tearing us apart.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know some Instagram people I saw at the comic convention, and when I was by myself, and then I saw them with the group of folks, I was like, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Hey, you was that cat that was woofing about Dr. Comics, huh?" I was like, "Okay."
They didn't know how big you were either. They didn't know how big you were.
I said, what are those words you want to bring up now? Because I mean, we open game now. It's a lot of concrete, a lot of opportunity. So.
No, they saw Dr. Comics. He must be a nerd.
Oh,
And you walk in and you're 6'6",
old
300,
athlete.
whatever, 300 pounds. Like, they're like, who, me?
Like,
I'm not that.
Just because I was an athlete and then maybe you don't see who I am in person, when I run up on you, it's like, oh snap, oh my bad. But then it's like, hey, you can juggle all that karate shit and all you want. I'll hit you like Tombstone. I'll slap you and let you bleed.
But it's just, it just I mean, people can't. I mean, before people would have to behave themselves, man. Now people just don't have to behave, and this is what's going on, man. Like
no accountability.
They could say all the racist shit now. Like before, like you couldn't be racist, man. Like especially where I'm from. Like you couldn't say no, that shit because you have a consequence. There's no consequences to it. But at the end part, man, I was at Star Wars Celebration. There is hope. There is hope, man. Because
check out the comments, brother. Check out the comments.
Because we love green people. I'm in love with you know me. If we had Hera, bro, like I'd have like half. What would brown and green mix into? I don't know. Like
I don't know.
Yellow?
Yeah,
I don't know, bro.
Mustard colored babies.
Yeah, mustard colored baby, bro. Look at that, man. So in Star Wars, we have an Asian woman dressing up like Hera as a green woman. Look, that's love, right? There's hope. There's hope. There's hope. And then we got a blind man, right? A blind man, and they're in love. They're in love in Rebels, man. Like they're together, right? Like Kanan and Hera. So we got a blind white man and a green lady, bro. Like that's
disability. You got a disability and you got an alien. That's something else,
right? Bro. And then we got orange people, bro. And we love Ahsoka's, man. We have green people. We got blind white men. We got Ahsoka. We got the orange and whatever this is called. We got that too. And look, man. Then we got like the old, the middle age, and the young. Look at that, man. This is love, bro. This is Star Wars love. This is past all the hate, man. This is past all the hate. And then finally, I mean, Ja, you were there, bro. You're not a Star Wars fan, but you saw the love, right? The fandom. It was everybody from everywhere, of all colors, of all languages, that were just in love with Star Wars. So those haters that talk to Reva, the actress, they weren't here, man. They weren't here. This is the real Star Wars fans. These are the real fans, the fandoms, and Marvel, DC, indies, Trekkies, that all love, our own fandom, our whatever we want to do. Those other fans are not there. They're here.
Even the lightsabers were different colors. So
that's what I'm saying.
So you just gotta conform, man. Like,
James, I'm impressed. Not everyone can do the Vulcan salute. All right.
I can't do it with this hand.
I am a Vulcan. Live long and prosper.
See, as a kid, I grew up with Vulcans, Romulans, and Klingons. So,
Romulans.
Yeah.
And Romulans.
And I let you know, there was no hate at Star Wars Celebration. I'm a brown man walking around there with my brown son and my brown wife, with my brown brother, Javid, and my white friend, Craig, and my brown brother, Efren. And we were walking around there. We did all there was nothing but love, man.
Yep.
So these people that are talking all this shit, spreading all this racist stuff, it's only one molecule of what the real Star Wars fans are. Because we're here in this panel and here in the chat, we're all of different races, come from all different places, of all different religions, speak all different language, and we're here loving each other, man. And it does not exist here,
How my mom raised me. Love everybody.
So don't think, the hate's just this small little molecule. We can't let it represent who we are. It just means we got to be just better people and represent our own fandom, like we did at Star Wars Celebration this weekend, man. But yeah, man, that's my Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers trying to make something out of nothing, man. Because this is who we really are, man. Let's check out what the chat says, because I know this was a deep subject for everybody, man. Let me see here, man. So let me see here. Here we go.
Oh,
so Here we go. I'm new to Star Wars. The first thing I see is this. I know there are a lot of good Star Wars fans. Yep, but sadly, we just have a few, man. And then look, exactly what I said. Rob said, us nerds at over 35, we used to get beat up for liking comics, like in Star Wars. You know,
Yes.
after Iron Man, it felt like more comfortable being a comic fan.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. And then Hype's in the house, man. Hype's in the house.
Hyper.
Hyper's in the house. And then Rob says, if I also had a guest, she's beautiful and Inkles. And when she's talking about the actress Reva, I can't. Her name's not coming to my mind, but she's a beautiful woman. No, they'll never be able to get in. It's a coward's method to lash out.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're talking about. There's no consequence to what people say nowadays, man. And Hoodrat says, what's sad is that you get the same hidden racism in YouTube and in collecting. And that's why I don't show off my comics so much. Jealous turns into racism, right?
Yeah.
Like, it is, man. It's true, man. Like, and then Not Nimmer says, Hoodrat, I seen this at my LCS. Guys wanted something and it wasn't there. And he got all passive aggressive calling the store ghetto. Yep. Now he's banned from the shop.
Wow.
Dad says, I hope that people don't do the same thing with Riri and Miss Marvel, right? We're gonna see how the world reacts to Miss Marvel. An actor just because they didn't like Brian Bendis' run in the comics. Yep, and then walk a mile in my shoes, people, right? Like that's what I'm saying, man. It's we all come from different places, and what's to say, you know, it was hard to walk in my shoes and Dan's not, right? Like all of our road, everybody's road was hard, man. We just gotta think about it from all this perspective. I mean, just as a male, I think about a women, man. Like, how hard is it to be a woman in America? You know, a black woman in America, to say that, right?
Yeah.
You know, to be a black man in America is hard. To be a black woman,
Real talk. Real talk.
shit. You know, that's every time I see this stuff, man. It's like, dude, you know how much shit she had to put up with trying to be an actress?
Yeah.
You know, like trying to be where she was and what she probably got. We all know, right? If you're from the hood and you're brown, and when you get successful, you know, you even have the haters in your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, to even get past her family, you know, to be where she's at. Like, gotta walk in other people's shoes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then let me see here, man. Here we go. Yep, and I think we're good, man. I think we're good. So yeah, man, like I'm with effort, man. Try to, when you want to say something bad to someone or you see someone like, you know, being a dick, man, like try to walk in their shoe. Like, you don't know what they went through that day. You don't know what they went through in their life. You know what I'm saying? So.
And some people need to take that into accountability because everybody is one bad day away from going off on somebody. Like joking. Somebody, it may take that one thing, and you may not know what you triggered, and that's why you should live a peaceful life and understand that people are, man. Look at us. We got lights on in our house. I mean, think about people over in Mexico.
Running water
in Ukraine. Think of people in Africa. They got to wait till the moon turns to the right side of their house at 3 a.m. to probably look at a book, or even just the read.
For real.
You gotta walk to go get water 5 miles. Damn near gotta dodge 20 damn lions and tigers and shit. I mean, come on. It's just America. We're pacified. It's just the thing. We have to really just be humble. And that's one thing I don't think was going to go away probably till 2160.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And look, man. Rob says, remember Kelly Marie Tran, man, when she was, she got it bad.
So wrong.
She got it bad, man.
So wrong.
But Craig, bro, you a homie, bro. You a homie, man. Don't even worry about it, bro. You a homie, man. You know, you understand, bro.
I think he's talking to Hoodrat, I think.
Hoodrat?
Yeah,
so I'm going to see you through.
Stupid.
Great. All right, man. So, hey, man. First off, let's go around. Let's go around, man. Before we bounce, I'm gonna get our guests up, man. Hey, what can they find you, James?
Hey, you guys can find me at Doctors of Comics over on Instagram. You know, hey, shoot me a message, say check me out, or you know, if you want to do any trades. I know effort probably beats a lot of people to the game, so I'll be glad to assist and see what you guys got. Other than that, I buy books as well, and I'm a movieologist, so let me know. And I'm a Trekkie. You can't take that from me.
Yeah, man. And Dan, oh no, John, where can they find you, bro?
Oh yeah. So first of all, James, you know, you did a great job. I'm glad you came on, man. I really enjoyed the conversations that you brought into this whole mix. You guys can see me you guys can find me at Comic Book Crackhead on IG, and make sure to like this show and give some thumbs up.
And Dan, where can they find you, Dan? You're everywhere, Dan. Dan's everywhere. I turned on YouTube and I'm like, that's Dan.
James, thanks for being on the show, James. You did a great job. We'd love to have you back. Yeah, and so anybody can reach me at Instagram. Any questions? I'm easy to access. Just reach me through the IG. Also in this chat, by the way, leave any comments afterwards. So I'm happy to answer any questions you bring forward here. The only other show I'm scheduled to be on is the Tony Sanders show. It's not this Friday, but the following Friday. We have a lot of fun on that show. I'm sort of I play a couple of personas. One is the ancient one, and I'll give you a clue. The ancient one is looking for an apprentice. So that's what we'll be looking for Friday after next. So.
Well, my last name is Comics, but we can put Strange on there if you want.
Hey, Kurt, man, where can they find you, Kurt?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with everybody. It was nice meeting you, James. I just added you on IG. But you can find me anywhere on IG or YouTube. I do a show with Rob and on Not Near Mint every Wednesday. Where we interview upcoming indies creators, just creators in general, and we just nerd out. So if you guys got time, come and join us. But I just appreciate it. Y'all let me on.
Remember back in the day when you said nerding out, bro? Like when we were kids, if you ever said that, you get beat up. It's a different world, man.
Dude, yeah. We had to hide. I remember like having to hide in a little corner in elementary when we would play like Pokemon cards because people would come over there and try to like rip them up.
Yeah, man.
Because we was
we
nerds.
put out millions of dollars.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know, they didn't know that though.
No, they trying to get on the ground.
Yeah. and we want to thank with James, man, you did, bro. You're always a homie, man. I gotta thank Godly, man. Like, if it wasn't for Godly's like the big. He kind of like gets everybody together to be friends. You know what I'm saying? Like what would you say, man? He's just like kind of like the networker, ultimate networker.
He's like the Supreme Celestial for comics.
Yeah, bro. Golly, man, he just I'm a friend with a bunch of people because of Golly, and then one guy is because of James, and thankful for that, man. I'm thankful for Golly for always hooking us up with we have a good crew at Near Mint, man. Like we're all gonna be together, we're all gonna be in a row together. We all met through Godly, man. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate him, man. But Efren, man, I may create a show just to have you all on, bro. We'll come on, man.
Yeah, we'll be on. Yeah, hit us up.
Yeah, man.
I do have a proposition for us after we get done with this, though.
All right, man. And then Hoodrat says, "Have a good night, man. Have a good night." And you too, man. And Hoodrat, man. Hoodrat's always, man. Hoodrat's part of the. He's part of the Rat Pack here, man.
Yeah.
He should be a regular dude, But I want to thank you guys all for coming on, man. I always appreciate you guys and the hard work you guys put in the picks. It's hard doing the picks, right, James? Like you have to really think.
It's hard because, and I say this as a fan of the show. Hey, like it, everybody, because I like it. I watch the show. I was on the show tonight, but I was trying to tell them I don't want to be on the show. I want to watch. So picking these books is like it's like, man, I got to go into my spec and tell everybody my spec, and then it's like, okay, well, let's go ahead and do that. But it was rigorous. It was tough. It had some, some drawbacks. I was a little nervous. Dan is like the guru. Then I'm throwing in Golden Age. So I'm like, man, I don't know nothing. I'm done. Ian, they let on. I mean, all you guys had like key attributes that you guys brought to the table, man. It's good, and that's a part of us all being different and having great ideas. So I like that.
Yeah, man. And as always, Dan always puts in that hard work, man, for his part in the show, man. It's like always coming with something awesome, man. Go ahead, Kurt.
I like learning, so it's like I always appreciate when Dan educates us on everything. And I wasn't a big specker before I came on the show, So that's one thing I love about the show. It helped me step outside my comfort zone.
Well,
Just try to step into that spec world.
Just for the record, I'm not smarter than anybody else. I'm just old. I've been around for a long time. So,
Well,
you
I
know,
mean, I was around a lot of older people when I was growing up. Like for me, that wisdom is
Wisdom
a part of our education.
Education, yeah, educate.
Yeah.
Mid, Chef, you made me buy that Star Fox, bro. I bought a high grade. I ain't gonna say which one, but I bought.
All right, guys. We will see you on the 20th, man. June 20th is our next show. 2 weeks from now.
Hey,
yeah, man.
I'll be back from SummerCon too.
Oh, where's SummerCon gonna be?
That's gonna be in Washington. Ian McGurgan.
Oh, is it the Comic Tom thing?
Yeah.
Comic Tom thing.
oh,
Yeah.
lucky.
That's awesome.
Bring us back some pictures, you and Comic Tom, like.
I'm taking pictures with Dark City. Dark
Isn't
City.
he a fan of the show?
Ian, I think his name is Ian McDurgan. Ian McDurran. He played Dark City, so I'm going up there to meet him. He's going to sign a couple of my books, but I'm definitely going up there to get all my Timothy Zahn books signed for Thrawn because he's coming to Andor, I think.
Oh, for sure. The whole Ahsoka show is based on Thrawn. They're looking for Ezra. You know, like we saw me and Josh saw that. We told you, man. We saw the damn freaking. We saw the trailer.
I want to know. I want to know. I can't. I'm like, let's hurry up and get off so I can talk about it.
I know. All right, y'all, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us, man. This is the Hoodrat podcast with all the fam right here, man. We appreciate you as always, and thank you for doing the giveaway. And I forgot the guy who won the giveaway, but contact me, man. Go on the rewind, man. It's on there, man. It's on there. But we're out, man. See y'all.
Take
care. Peace.